Hello everybody and welcome back once again to Let's Play Motorsport Manager. This is the highlights package, 2-race highlights package, and we start today's session looking at the aftermath of the last race in Doha. A great fire in the pit lane, Lipponen's car ablaze, and he's now traumatised as a result, suffering -4 focus, -15 to morale for 6 weeks. Let's hope he can bounce back, otherwise I could be eating a hat. We jump forward to qualifying. The first qualifying session of the season was rather disappointing, but we put it down to the fact that our front wing is terrible and it was a high downforce circuit. We were hoping to put matters right here in Japan. Did we? Well, I'll let you see for yourselves. Meanwhile, I don't know what's happened to the recording of this session, but there are black lines, I think. You're going to see black lines on this one. I don't know why. The resolution of the recording shouldn't have changed from any of the other sessions, so I just put it down to a glitch. But anyway, here's the grid. Lipponen was on pole with Pekka in second, Balcazar third, Engelhardt in fourth, Sylvander fifth with De Graaf in sixth, Chapman seventh, De Wolf in eighth, and yes, disappointingly, Cruz in ninth with Sirikov in 11th, out-qualified by Rizzato Corsa. Something is amiss. But a good pole position for a traumatised Lipponen. As the lights go out, we are off and racing. And it's a good start from both our cars, but Sirikov got the better start. He is up the inside and he's currently up into 9th position and all over the back of Chapman. Cars jostling for position here. It's going to be bedlam until it sorts itself out, but Sirikov not quite finding a way past. Not quite finding a way past just yet, but there's still time. There's still time. He's harassing, he's hounding as Cruz tries to have a sneak up the inside of his teammate to no avail, and now the move begin to play out. We're just going to tweak the settings of the drivers. We're coming round onto the pit straight now, and here we go. And a slow travelling Sylvander, I assume, was given the team order to let his teammate past. Has not only let his own teammate past, but has let both of us past as well. He drops like a stone to 10th position. We're up to 8th and 9th. We'll take it. Thank you, Panther, for the gift. We skip forward a couple of laps. We're still in 8th and 9th. Cruz not finding a way past his teammate, and don't forget there's a fierce teammate rivalry beginning to form as Sirikov aims to make amends for last season. He's looking to outscore and outperform his teammate wherever he can. There's talk of him losing his ability. There's talk of him getting old. Reactions getting slower. He won't hear of it. We come now to lap 6. Cruz gets past Sirikov, but that's because we're giving him full power. It's the in-lap, and therefore giving him full power. He's now also harassing De Wolf. And in front of De Wolf, we've got Chapman and De Graaf. So all on the same piece of tarmac, separated by less than 2 seconds. Look at them all bunching together. It is Kitano, Panther and Phoenix Knights Racing, all battling wheel to wheel on the track, as well as for 3rd place in the Constructors' Championship. And Cruz comes in with Chapman and De Graaf at the same time. It's a race in the pit lane. Sirikov now, he's coming in for his in-lap. He's been given the push order. As we skip forward a little bit further, you can see that Cruz has come out behind Chapman and behind De Graaf, so we lose out on that particular pit crew battle. But Sirikov is ahead of De Wolf. His tyres are on the ragged edge. Can he come out ahead of his teammate after all is said and done? De Wolf comes into the pit at the same time. The tyres go on, the fuel goes in, the jacks are down, and he's out of there. And it's a good stop, and As you saw there, De Wolf, very slow stop indeed. Could have been fixing something there perhaps. But there you go. Surikov is ahead of his teammate. He's ahead of Chapman. So not a bad effort, but Chapman gets past and we are in 9th and 10th, but there are 2 cars ahead of us, which means we're probably in 7th and 8th. And as you skip forward now to lap 9, we can see that we are indeed in 7th and 8th and struggling to find a way past Chapman. Still struggling, but we're all over the back of him. We sense an opportunity. Surikov radioing in, asking for some power, asking for something to enable him to get past the Panther of Chapman. The team respond. The team give him attack, option to attack. They give him the overtake mode on the engine. Full power, you asked for it, you can have it for half a lap. See if you can put it to good use, they say. And he does put it to good use. He's all over Chapman, he's side by side, and he is passed. And they turn the engine down and ask him to back off now that he's passed. And they give Cruz the same instruction. They give him full power, tell him he can push for half a lap to get past Chapman, to get both of our cars ahead of the Panther on the track. But it goes a little bit awry for Surikov because Chapman gets back past and Cruz, who was given the push order, also gets past Surikov. So Surikov finds himself now in behind his teammate, which I'm sure he is probably extremely unhappy with. Cruz coming into the pits now, so this is Cruz's in lap. Both cars had the same amount of fuel in the tank due to a strategic blunder. So we had to bring Cruz in early, otherwise they'd have been pitting at the same time. And Cruz comes in early. We prepare Surikov for his stop. We debated whether or not to fix any of his parts, and we decided not to bother. Whereas on Lisandro Cruz's car we did actually fix the brakes because they were really troublesome. But there was a mistake with the refueling which cost Lisandro Cruz 1 second in the pits. Could that be crucial in the teammate battle? We'll soon find out, because Surikov is coming round and he'll be pitting very shortly for his final stop. Did that 1 second mistake on the refueling hand Surikov the advantage? He's coming round. He can't be pushed. He cannot be pushed. We cannot give him the full juice because his tyres are worn and the car parts are screaming. He comes into the pits. The tyres are on. It's a splash and dash for the fuel. Only 6 laps going in. He's out. Cruz is coming. Cruz is round the last corner. He's on the pit straight. He's coming. And he can't pass him. He got held up behind him and couldn't get past in the first corner. And that 1 second mistake has cost Cruz track position on his teammate. Surikov's now in 7th and Cruz is in 8th. The race is on between the teammates. And as we fast forward to the final lap, Cruz could not pass. Surikov driving within himself, doing just enough to keep his teammate behind him. A well managed final stint. Cruz trying everything, asking for all kinds of extra power. The team said no, the cars were in a shape that didn't allow them to pass, didn't allow them to push, and therefore Surikov crosses the line in 7th and Cruz in 8th. Cruz spitting feathers, Surikov thinking it was only fair after he was screwed over with the whole Harry Chapman incident. But Lipponen gets 7th as Becker takes the victory. But that result sees us still maintain our 3rd place in the constructors. And Lipponen's bad luck continues because it was a pit stop blunder that meant that he lost that race to Becker. So we've got a fire and a pit stop blunder. Not a good start to the season. We move on to the next race. It's China. It's Beijing. And from our previous experiences here, it's all about extending your stint and managing your tyres. It's a long race. Qualifying is over. Where did we finish? Where did we finish? The usual contenders at the front of the field. Where are we? There's still no sign of us. 2 Panthers, 2 Gitanos, and there we are, 9th and 10th. But Surikov out-qualified his teammate. His tail is up. It means, however, we're going to have to push in the race again to make up points, because qualifying continues to be a disappointment. And it's a good start from both of our cars, but Cruz got bogged down behind the Wolf, whereas Surikov, he took advantage of his great start. He slingshots up the inside, and he's up into 5th place, and then he's up into 4th. He's ahead of Scuderia Rossini. He's ahead of Steinman. A good start for Surikov. And Cruz, no change for him. He's in 9th. Oh, in fact, did he start in 10th? I think he may start in 10th, so he's made 1 place. So not bad, but not excellent. He could have done better. There's always room for improvement. We come round the final corner. At the end of the first lap, Surikov is in 4th and 9th for Cruz. Now we skip forward to lap 6 and we can see Surikov has dropped now. He's dropped to 6th, but he's battling wheel to wheel with De Graaf and Sylvander. So once again, it's Gitano, it's Panther, it's Phoenix Knights racing wheel to wheel on the track as they battle for 3rd place in the constructors. Got a feeling we're going to see this so often this season. Our cars so closely matched in performance, our drivers battling with each other, hammer and tongs. Lap 8 now, it's the in lap for Surikov. He comes in from 4th position. He's got Sylvander behind him, and we prepare for Cruz's stop. It's a smooth pit stop for Surikov. And Cruz has been given full engine mode, but he can't push the tyres because they're 23% and it's a long lap. But he is ahead of De Wolf. It's all about where will he come out after the stop. And all the others have stopped as well. Where will we come out in the shake-up? We round the last corner. We drive into the pits. The pit crew working on the car, hoping and praying for that nothing goes wrong. Once again, Lisandro Cruz, after the Japanese Grand Prix, gave them an absolute roasting for making a mistake, which cost him track position on his teammate. But at the end of the first stops, it's 8th and 9th with Sharp still to pit, so it's actually 7th and 8th. But Surikov is ahead. And as you can see, lap 14, all the pit stops have occurred, and we are indeed in 7th and 8th. We've got Sylvander and De Wolf behind us, we've got De Graaf and Chapman ahead of us. We're in a Panther Gitano sandwich right now, but on the overall championship position for 3rd place, this is not a catastrophe. It's a level playing field. We neither gain nor lose too many points to our rivals. And we fast forward another couple of laps as we look to Surikov. This is his in lap. He is allowed to push. He is pushing on his in lap. His engine is sounding a little bit cranky, but there's enough life in that for us to be not too concerned. And then we prepare Cruz in preparation for his pit stop, giving him full push, full power. He's going to come in now for his final stop. Medium tyres will go on. We almost forget to put the fuel in. I say almost. The fuel goes in, and now Cruz is absolutely putting that hammer down. He knows his teammate is in the pits and he's now out of the pits. He's thinking if he can just eke out as many tenths of a second as he possibly can on his in-lap. It may give him the edge he needs to come out ahead of his teammate when the pits are all finished. He comes in. The tyres go on. The fuel goes in. It's a good pit stop, 8.7 seconds stationary. There's no sign of Surikoff. There's no sign of Surikoff. And indeed, Cruz made that in-lap count. He is ahead of his teammate after the second pit stops. It must have been a thunderous in-lap and a really, really quick pit stop. That's the only thing we can attribute it to, because Surikoff went in ahead and came out behind. So a good in-lap and a good pit stop, and Cruz is laughing. He's up into 6th, lap 20 here. Surikoff cannot explain how he has been passed by his teammate. He is losing morale. He is losing confidence as a result of that. He was convinced he was ahead of him, to be told that he's behind him. He's almost thrown his toys out of the pram. Cruz is lapping cars, loving life. He's happy with his 6th place so far, picking up valuable points for the team in the constructors race. He does have Chapman in his sights, but it'd be a tall order to catch him. And indeed, the last lap of the race, you can see Surikoff so disappointed and losing in confidence that he dropped at one point to 10th position. But Brian Potter giving him the hurry up on the last lap and giving him some extra toys to play with to try and ensure that he did not finish 10th and indeed finished 9th ahead of De Wolf. Those extra points here and there could absolutely be vital come the end of the season. And he does pick his ideas up as he rounds the last corner. He gets 9th. 6th place for Cruz, 9th place for Surikoff. An average race for Surikoff, of course, but Cruz happy with 6th. Got to be happy with that. And considering he was in 9th at the first pit stops, a good turnaround indeed. So we pick up 10 points, Panther pick up 14, Gitano pick up 7. Sandro Cruz is ahead of Surikoff in the drivers, and that puts us still in 3rd position. 4 points ahead of Panther, 15 points ahead of Gitano. It's going to be a long season. And join me next time for a full race weekend to see if we can keep ahead of our rivals. See you soon.